What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Digimon and I'm bringing to you guys a profile for my take on adventure. So, I've been dabbling a little bit with the adventure deck, just in my own spare time. Just trying to look around and find the build that feels comfortable to me, that doesn't utilize tie as its main source of playstyle and win condition, as I currently do not possess any secret rare ties from BT21. I came across an idea with, I just thought of it myself actually at one point. This is like a funny tech for the deck. To add to the adventure style, especially if you do not possess the ties, as you do have about like 2 free space within the deck if you don't have them. Looked around for some other little bits of ratios for my own, and as well as my own personal play. And I've come across this build. I got this list and it's been playing very nicely. It feels very nice and comfortable to play. The combos that you can utilize with the tech that I've added into the deck does add a little bit of an aggression to your playstyle, gives you an extra form of a win condition, and just helps close out games where you're being hyper aggressive. You just need that last bit of check for damage to win. And I do hope you guys all enjoy the spiciness with that I've cooked up with the adventure deck. So before I get into it, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube. You don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into the adventure deck. So to start off with the eggs, it's pretty much self-explanatory. The best egg you play is Tsunamon, is your recurrence. It combos very well with your search of rookies early in the game to get that extra check, as well as recycling. Whenever you're on delete, you may require take back an adventure trait Digimon from your trash and add it to your hand. So we're maximizing this. This is the only egg that we truly want to see within the adventure stack. Going into the rookies, we have a small amount of them, as primarily when you play adventure, you have most of your slots is taken up by your level 5. So for the adventure, I've gone for the rookies. It's just 4 copies of Biyomon, 4 copies of Paramon, and 1 copy each of Gomon and Gabumon. This ratio just feels comfortable to me. I got the maximized on the bits I do need to see, which is Biyomon and Paramon, because these let me see the rest of my deck. Biyomon is your search of the deck, look at top 3, add an adventure trait Digimon to your hand, and then 1 option or tamer with the adventure trait. And then you have your Paramon, trash and adventure trait, draw 2 cards. Gabumon is an honorary consistency card, as it is inherent, does let you draw 1 trash 1 when attacking. You're primarily using this as your set 9th rookie for consistency climbing and stack building, but also because we're primarily using Metal Garurumon Ace for our top end, having the ability to warp with the Gabumon is pretty handy. Gomon, you have an in-archetype floodgate, so to prevent memory gain shenanigans, which is always still prevalent within the card game. So having an in-archetype floodgate is always handy. Moving on to the champions, we're playing 4 copies of Birdramon and 2 copies of Togemon. These essentially do the exact same thing, just the inherents are slightly different. Birdramon inherent is plus 2k on your turn, whereas Togemon is 1k on all turns. But they both share the same effect where on play and when digivolving. This Digimon, if you have a tamer card, the adventure trait in play, with 2 or more. If you have tamers with adventure traits in play with 3 or more colors total, this Digimon may digivolve into an adventure trait in hand without paying the cost. So you have this early. You have your 2 tamers in play with 3 or more colors, then you just get to jump into your level 5s for free. I like to have 6. I think 6 is a nice ratio with these with this champion to climb up into your next stage. Otherwise you're just not seeing them and you're spending more memory to get to your level 5s. These combo very well with Metal Garurumon as well, being able to spit these back from your trash when attacking, which we'll get to later. To round up my champions, I'm playing 2 copies of Garurumon from BT21 and then 1 copy of Kabuterimon. Kabuterimon is your on-play. You get to play Adventure Trait Tamer if you have 1 or less Tamers. The inherent is Piercing, which does come up as I'm a little bit more aggressive. But I wanted to, in testing, I did bump up the Garurumon to 2 and drop the Kabuterimon down. As I wasn't utilising Kabuterimon, I was seeing him as much to make him warrant. So having the 1 tech is nice, whereas Garurumon does get me to recycle. It's a security Digimon as well, so it could come out of security and help you get back into the game. But on playing with Digivolving, you get to get an Adventure Trait Digimon from the trash back to your hand. The inheritance is the same as the Gabumon. When attacking, draw 1, trash 1 once per turn. And again, just comes in very handy to get your pieces back to your hand when you've used them. Moving into lower 5s, which is the primary bulk of the deck, we're playing 3 copies of Angelomon. This card is just absolutely amazing, just helps you combo super well. So on play when Digivolving, one of your other Digimon may Digivolve into an Adventure Trait in the hand without paying the cost, and then it shares the same effect as with all the other level 5s in the deck, where with your turn once per turn, if one of your other Digimon is played or Digivolves and is an Adventure Trait, one of your Digimon gains Alliance and then may attack, and they all share the same inherent of just generic Alliance, which is fantastic. I'm playing 2 copies of Garurumon and 1 copy of Kabuterimon. This is my hyper offensive little package in the deck. Garurumon gains Security Attack +1 if you for the turn. Well, one of your Digimon gains Security Attack +1, and for each 2 colors Tamers you haven't played with the Adventure Trait, or 2 colors your Tamers have, it gains an extra 2k DP. So if you have multiple Tamers, you can gain multiple DPs on your different colors. But having that extra security attack just straight off the bat is absolutely combos very well for your hyper aggressive plays. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. Kabuterimon, Mega Kabuterimon, I think combos extremely well Garurumon, as you can on play when Digivolving, unsuspend one of your Digimon, and then for each 2 colors Tamers you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So the combo I like to do is swing, get into the Garurumon, swing with it, doing 2 checks with big numbers, then getting to the Mega Kabuterimon, unsuspending the Garurumon, and then because you played an Adventure Trait, Garurumon gains Alliance and then gets to attack, so you get to swing again, tapping the Mega Kabuterimon, doing 3 more checks. That's 5 checks just off the bat with just 2 swings. It really does get you hyper fast into the game if you get to pull it off. But Mega Kabuterimon, even outside of that combo, is just great. A lot of times I was just using this, getting to this, after attacking with my Metal Garurumon, as he spawns to level 4 for me, so I can spawn one of these guys evolve into this. Mega Karu gets to unsuspend my Metal Garurumon mid-attack, and then we can get another check in there, which is absolutely great. For my control aspect of the deck, we're playing 2 copies of Lilymon, 2 copies of Metal Greymon, and 1 copy of Rare Garurumon. Lilymon is just absolutely absurd, being able to suspend all Digimon 5000 DP or less, and then for each 2 color Tamers you have in play, spin a suspended to the bottom of the deck. Doesn't care what level it is, doesn't care how big it is, you know, just, are you sideways? Cool, off you go. Back to the bottom of the deck you go. So Lily is absolutely amazing for the control aspect of the deck. We like to have 2 copies of her in the deck. Metal Greymon is your D-Digivolve. Sometimes you just really need to D-Digivolve something to get rid of it. So you have a deletion protection or anything like that kind of science. Metal Greymon just helps get rid of those pesky threats. It's also a black Digimon, which is very important, which we'll get to later. Where Garurumon is your delete, pop something that's level 4 or lower, and for every 2 colors you can add 1 to the level. So yeah, it's just nice removal, and it's also purple, which we'll get to later. Moving into the Megas, we're playing 4 copies of Metal Garurumon Ace. As I was saying before, I'm more focused on the Metal Garurumon, and then 2 copies of Raw Greymon Ace. I just gone for the starter deck Megas. I am thinking of putting in at least 1 copy of the promo War Greymon, but I'm now liking the more defensive aspect of the Ace Digimon as opposed to him. So Metal Garurumon, you can blast Digivolve it on any adventure. Or you can just Digivolve on any adventure, just blast just naturally. When Digivolving, spin one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. That's level 4 or lower. For every 2 colors you have, add 1 to the level that you can spin back. And then when attacking once per turn, you get to play an Adventure Trait that's level 4 or lower just a level 4 lower Digimon from your trash without paying the cost. So again, you're comboing with these guys to then go into your your level 5s on when they get played, and just go off from there. War Greymon gets to grant protection to one of your Digimon. For each 2 colors you have, you get to select another Digimon. These are immune to Digimon effects, essentially. That's their protection. And then when evolving and when attacking, just pop your opponent's lowest DP. These cards are absolutely fantastic. They're the perfect colors that I need for the deck, as we're going to get into our spicy tech, and that is 2 copies of Omnimon's Vort from BT5. So if you don't know what Omnimon's Vort does, I think it's absolutely broken in this deck. So when Digivolving, you get to trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you get to play 2 Digimon whose play costs are 8 or less and are either black or purple from your trash without paying the cost. It does have a when attacking effect where you can, if you may return 1 level 6 Digimon card in its evolution source to the hand to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with play cost of 12 or less. So it does have some nice removal, but the primary thing is that it is spawning back bodies for you. So a combo that you can do, which is absolutely fantastic to get an additional check-in, is that when you evolve into Omnimon's Vort, you mill 3 cards. You can spawn back at least one of these 2 aces, one of these 2 level 5s, and if you have them, you can spawn back a Garurumon as well. So you also have the Gabumon, but primarily want to be bringing back these 2. You can also get back your level 6s because they are play costs 8 or less and are black and purples, which is great. But primarily you want to get one of these 2 back because you're spawning 2 bodies at the same time. Both ultimates see that the other one was being played, so they both see that the other was being played, which means they both trigger the when a Digimon with adventure trait is Digivolved or played, one of your Digimon gains alliance and then can attack. So if you haven't attacked yet with your Zwart, so you've gone to Zwart to pass turn, bring back these guys. These guys can then grant double alliance to Omnimon's Vort, and then the last one lets the Omnimon's Vort to attack. So because it has double alliance, you can now suspend both of these guys, getting an additional security attack plus 2, and then doing 3 checks from your from your Omnimon. If you have one of the level 5s underneath, which you probably will, you then get to spend another body and get an additional check, doing you 4 checks in total, which is absolutely nuts. But let's say you've gone into Zvort being suspended. Well, then you can just get back these 2, give one of them double alliance, and let that attack with the alliance check. So let's say you needed 1 more check for a game, go into Zvort, spawn back the level 5s, give one of them alliance, and gets it to attack. So you can do the last check for a game if you just need the big number, if they have like a blocker or say on the field. I pulled this off quite a few times in testing, and it's absolutely hilarious. I pulled it off letting the Zwart attack. I pulled it off to get a level 5 attack as well. Just an additional check. It comes in very handy. I really do like it in the deck, and I think it fits very well with the deck's playstyle and synergy. To combo along with him to move into the Tamers Royale, playing 1 copy of Tai Kamiya and Matt Shida from BT17. I'm only mostly just using this to gain the effect of one of my Digimon with Omnimon that's doing may attack at end of your turn. So if you're passing over time with this, spawn back the bodies. Let's say you don't want to use the level 5 to attack, well, you do have an additional way to get the extra attack in there. It probably doesn't need to be used, as the level 5 does just let you attack anyway, so it's basically doing what Tai Kamiya does. But let's say you can't play these guys because you don't have these in the trash, or you spawn back, you've only got this and maybe like an ace in there, you can spawn back the Garurumon and the ace. The Garurumon can get something back, and the Tai Kamiya can then let your Omnimon attack if needed. It doesn't even need to be used at all. You can just use a mem set if you need to, as again your level 5s are doing it. But if you aren't playing this, I'd probably bump up the level 5s a little bit, maybe by 1 additional copy, just so you get that consistency with letting you gain that additional check. For the Adventure Tamers, we are playing 2 copies of Matt Shida and TK Takashi. You know, we need to have that rush. We are playing 1 copy of Tai Kamiya and Izzy Izumi, giving all our adventure traits blocker at the opponent's turn. Both have the effect where if you would play an adventure from a trait from your hand, you may suspend it to reduce the cost by 1. We are playing 3 copies of Joe Kido and Mimi Tachikawa. The ratio here was taken from a video that I saw online from a first place adventure deck, where the primary tamer you want to get is the Matt Shida. So you need to get those 2 additional colors for some of your combos to work. So the Joe Kido and the Mimi has nothing in combination with the Matt and TK, which means with these 2 in play, you are getting the 4 colors that you need for your deck to fully function. As opposed, if you're playing more copies of the Sora and Kari, you are clashing with the yellow, so you are only having 3 colors. 3 colors is sometimes enough for the deck to work, but having these 2 just means you're fully functioning and working. The Mimi and Joe and Sora and Kari, just to quickly go over them. They both have the same effect where if you would play an adventure trait, you can suspend it to reduce the cost by 1. But they also have the start of your turn. Your turn, if you have an adventure trait Digimon in play, you gain 1 additional memory at start of your main, which is very, very powerful. Gaining that additional memory, especially when we're not playing the white tie from 21 to be a mem set in the deck, you need that additional memory, which I go on 1 bit more on the Sora. Last deck is 3 copies of our Courage United. This card is absolutely amazing. When main, you can just draw 2 cards and put them in the battle area. And all turns, 1 of your level 5 or higher Digimon leaves the battle area. You may delay this card and play 1 level 5 or lower with the adventure trait from your hand without paying the cost. This even combos with your Zwart, as if they remove the Zwart, it's like, okay, cool, pop the United, play back a level 5, and off we go from there. For our next turn, we have then a level 5 in the field, so we can ace if they haven't attacked yet, and we can just combo from there. So that, guys, is my spicy list for the adventure deck. I hope you all enjoy it. As you can see, there's a lot of different combos and things that you can utilize with the adventure core. Essentially everything in the deck, in my opinion, is the core minus the Omnimon Zwarts. Seeing a lot of people play Omnimon Ace as an actual blast DNA target, as you are naturally playing Wargreymon and Metal Garurumons. Again, I've seen people play the promo Wargreymon for the additional security check and additional damage. As an additional boss monster that doesn't have an overflow attached to it. And there's just so many other things you can do with the adventure deck. I'm really excited to be messing around with it, playing, finding cores, narrowing it down to like mini engines and seeing if I can utilize them with other decks. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Omnimon Zwart take of the adventure deck. Leave your comments down below what you're doing with adventure, and are you having success with the deck without the tie as well, as I think having people know, especially if they're trying to get into the game, that they can just pick up these starter decks, take in some cheap additional options, and actually have fun with the deck and do very well with it. I think it's very beneficial for the game and the player base. So put it down below if you are having success without the tie. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.